Goomy! What is up, guys? Steven here, and today I'm going to be bringing you an Ultra Sun and Moon replay. So this is probably going to be the last Sun and Moon content on my channel for a while. As you know, Sword and Shield come out this Friday, November 15th. Definitely looking forward to it. Wanted to announce that I am going to be streaming on release day, the 15th, this Friday, at 8 p.m. So me and some of my buddies are going to hop in call, start the game together, and I'm just going to stream the beginning of the game, just playing the game with some friends. Definitely looking forward to it. It's awesome that there's a main series game on the Switch. So yep, 8 o'clock this Friday. Be there. I'll post a little reminder video probably on Friday. That's going to be happening. There still will be a college football video on Friday. Just going to release it earlier so that the 8 o'clock stream will kind of be independent of that. So, alright guys, let's get into this game. So this is a team, it was in the last live I uploaded with Richard. I didn't really explain the team too much as we were just kind of playing. So I wanted to use Superior because I think it's just simply excellent in the tier. Paralysis is just kind of pretty disgusting in general, and it gives teams opportunities to have free turns. And I really like the move Substitute. I've been building a lot with it recently. So this team actually has 3 Pokemon with Substitute, being Magmortar, Superior, and Hoopa. So being able to spread Glare Paralysis around is great for that, as you get opportunities to just get free turns, naturally through Substitute being a good move, and then also through things getting fully paralyzed. So you can kind of cheese your way out of some matchups with that. So the Magmortar set is kind of built around helping Superior. So it's Substitute Earthquake, which is really great. You can outspeed Heatran by a point and still be a pretty powerful threat. So it's mixed, no investment for Earthquake, which does plenty enough to Tran, and it's Fire Blast and then Electrium Z Thunderbolt, as it does not get Thunder in the last slot, so that helps it to also lure Toxapex for Keldeo. So Magmortar really helps to kind of break some walls and open pathways for the rest of the Fire, Water, Grass core, Superior and Keldeo to kind of win. Hoopa is a set that I've been using for a while and really enjoy. It's sub Dark Pulse Psychic Focus Punch, so it does really well against Stall. Kind of the only thing that kind of is frustrating about it on this team in particular is that I don't have too many great answers to Greninja, because I'm not Scarf Keldeo, I'm not Scarf Superior, so it outspeeds both of those Pokemon, and those are kind of my 2 main things that can actually take a hit from Gren normally. And without Drain Punch, even though Hoopa has great Spadef stat, it can't really do a lot back, as Focus Punch is really the main thing that would be able to hit it, and Dark Pulse doesn't do too much. I'm Defensive Torn. I'm the defensive spread that helps it to beat Medicham better, so I actually have Fizdef investment on it, and that kind of helps it to be better utility for things like Kartana as well. And then I've got Spadef Driller in the last slot. So looking at this matchup is a little difficult. He does have a Greninja and a Kartana. Kartana just puts a lot of pressure on pretty much every team in the metagame, because it's difficult to prevent rocks. In the current meta, at least with this kind of build. Because the common rockers, will normally carry Rocky MZ or just Stone Edge to be able to hit Tornadus, which is almost required on balanced builds like this, as it's the best kind of blanket check to a lot of physical attackers in the tier. And then things like Heatran, which is also a premier stealth rocker, can kind of beat you down because you can't really touch it back with Torn. So the matchup's looking a little bit rough as well because I have no flying resist, and Pinsir is just sitting there. So this is definitely an interesting matchup. Let's get into it. Alright, so he leads Greninja, as I actually do lead Keldeo. So that's a pretty good lead opportunity for me, as I can just fire out a quick Scald and do 20% to the Tapu Fini. And it reveals that it's leftovers. So I actually Scald again, just trying to catch a double switch there, knowing that worst case I'll probably go for Water Move because I do just have Driller sitting there. And it's obvious that it's Spadef Drill because it's the only Pokemon that learns Stealth Rock on my team. So I do switch out there, just not wanting to lose the Keldeo because there is the Greninja sitting there, and it can still do work if the Fini gets low. As I'm able to bring in Drill, eat up a Surf, and set up Rocks. He is faster, and even though he has a lot of answers to Surf, the fact that he only has one turn left of Misty Terrain makes me feel pretty comfortable just going into it here on the Defog. So I'll get the Evasion boost, and I can fire out a quick Glare, and I actually do catch the Pinsir, which is awesome. So I'm going to switch into Drill, expecting Quick Attack to come out here, and fully paralyzed, so we'll never know what actually happens. Paralysis is definitely balanced. I'm just going to get the Rocks back up. I don't need Drill too much in this game, as pretty much his entire team beats it. So getting up Rocks and getting into a situation where I can get Magmortar in is great, because it puts a lot of pressure on his team, as I actually can just substitute down on the Pinsir expecting the switch. So I do just want to fire off an Earthquake here, as the Protect does come out, so he scouts, figures out that I do have Earthquake. He probably protected expecting Z Focus Blast, so I can definitely respect that play. It allows him to scout as well. I'm just going to Earthquake again, because the only way that he can break my sub with Landorus is by going for Earthquake, and being able to get off a Fire Blast on this is just excellent. It allows me to, weaken that. And bring in Torn more reliably. So I'm going to go Keldeo, because the way he doubled into that just seemed very aggressive, predicting the Torn. So he actually is Scarf Gren. Getting the freeze is unfortunate, because it kind of forces me to Scald, so that I can thaw out and keep this useful for the rest of the game. Don't do too much to the Fini, but I do have another opportunity to bring in Serp and just kind of be a menace with my evasion. So Serp is super good. Looks like he is probably Spadef Heatran, just based on the fact that it does have that Protect Leftovers combination. So I Leaf Storm the incoming Pinsir, and he gets fully paralyzed on a Quick Attack. He did have the chance to miss that as well. And maybe a little bit of a misplay. Potentially could go Torn there, because I am Rocky Helmet, and actually kill it with the helmet there. But I was afraid of him just going for Frustration, and that would set him up in a position where Kartana could come in and start to get boosts. So I'm just going to stay in on the Gren. I'm not really sure what I predicted. I think I actually did predict Spikes in that scenario and catch him with the Leaf Storm. So now Lando does come in. He can miss U-turn, and Stone Edge is dangerous for me to go hard Torn there, just because if I lose Torn, then Kartana just kind of wins. So I've just been put into kind of a tough situation throughout this game because of that. So I do just Hurricane straight up, trying to catch the Kartana staying in. Unfortunately, that's not what happens, so I'm forced back out into my Keldeo, as he does go for Toxic. So I just want to fire off a strong move that would hit everything on this team. So I go for Focus Blast, which I do carry because it's just incredibly strong. and I think probably better than HP Electric. The team just loses to Flying EMZ, Gyarados anyway. So HP Electric I would probably use if I was Scarf Killed on this team, but I'm not. So Focus Blast does 33 and brings the Feeny down to very low range. And Moonblast does take me out. Unfortunately, he is probably going to be able to keep this Feeny around. So that's why I'm just going to go Torn and just click Hurricane again, trying to catch the Feeny staying in, get a kill. Because I know worst case if he goes Tran, he's going to have to make a very aggressive switch if he wants to get anything out of it. So ultimately he's going to click Stealth Rock. And this is a tough play because he doesn't know I'm sub, and he actually makes a really good play. I guess just trying to sack his Lando, but because he went into this, that lets him just U-turn out. We know he's fast, Feeny, just based off of the fact that he has Surf and that he outsped my Excadrill. So I'm forced to just Dark Pulse and take the kill on the Feeny and let either his Lando back in or his Kartana in here. So he does opt for Lando. And this is just a really tough situation. U-turn is very free for him here. He doesn't lose anything by U-turning because he still has the Heatran to bring in on the Torn. And he can't have the possibility of losing his Lando if he goes for something else there. Lives the Rocky Helmet. So I just defog to get all of those hazards out of there. Knowing he's Spadef, he can't kill me. And he is the Lava Plume set. Getting rocks back up, so ultimately he's probably Toxic, or he's revealed his whole moveset, and Lava Plume is his last move. So I get a free sub here, and why I subbed is that basically just gives me a free kill, depending on what he goes into, as he opts to sack his Kartana here. So ultimately I've had a really bad matchup, and I've brought this game into a position where he has to hit 3 Stone Edges to win, which is, I think it's 52% in his favor. So I'm just going to bring in Hoopa, because it should live, at least at the health I was at. I can Dark Pulse, get a free sub down, hoping that he chokes and clicks Toxic, which he does. So now I can Focus Punch and get a kill no matter what on either the Tran, or if he switched, that would be a really bad play. And I do catch the Heatran. And now it just comes down to my opponent hitting 2 Stone Edges, as well as it being able to kill both Pokemon. So he goes for the first Stone Edge, gets the Hoopa. Alright, so I get to send in Torn at 35, comes down to him hitting. I have Knockoff, and he does hit the second Stone Edge. So this was actually a pretty good game. There's a bit of luck both ways in terms of me getting the pincer paralysis, and then the hitting the Stone Edges. Obviously, it was in his favor. I think it's 52.5% to hit 3 in a row. But still, that's not necessarily the position you want to put yourself in for basically a coin toss. The only play I guess I could have done differently at the end there would be if I just hard Focus Punched on the Heatran, expecting the Toxic, but Toxic really should have never been his play. He should just Lava Pluming for the damage to ensure that it came down to the 2 Stone Edges. Earlier in the game, I should have gone Torn on the expected U-turn to get the earlier chip on this Landorus, so that he cannot U-turn later in the game fearing Torn, and that could have put him in a position where he had to hit Stone Edges earlier. Ultimately it came down to hitting Stone Edges. So it was a pretty good game. Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, drop a like, drop a comment. They're greatly appreciated. If you disliked the video, drop a dislike and tell me why in the comments. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at the stream on Friday. I will link my Twitch down below, and it'll also be linked in the announcement video for this stream on Friday. See you guys then. Peace.